say they like coast to coast, but on demand, raw and uncut interviews, and all without no ads. One says false and one says true, and the rate you sing grows too. Grimerica is here for you. Stories from the listeners, they sent to Graham. He'll read them and be amazed, but Darren may say no. One says red and one says blue, but if it's balls it just won't do. Grimerica is here for you.
Okay, guys, welcome back to the Grimerica Show, 500th episode. We're celebrating, I guess, with a call-in show, or it'll just be a real short show if no one calls in, and we'll just call it a show and go to bed early.
Right on.
Yeah, it'll be a nice short 500 short, or it'll be a long one. We'll see.
Hey, at least we get to chat with our buddy Joe Roop.
We got our buddy Joe Roop here, magician. Of course, we'll be able to... We'll be able to pump the magic on the mountain because we're going to hang out with Joe here in like 10 months, or not even. It's got to be down to like 6 to 8 months from now. We'll be partying with Joe, hanging out, learning some magic. We're going to be learning some other stuff from Owen Hunt. And, of course, we'll be doing the cold stuff and a bunch of other stuff with Mr. Brandon Powell, Modern Day Shaman. That'll be a fantastic event. There is still some seats available, spots available, whatever we're going to call them, over at contact@thecabin.com/magic. We encourage y'all to check that out. It is going to sell out. I'm telling you, I always say these things are going to sell out. People don't believe me. Then it's sold out. People are bitching. Sorry. Don't say I didn't warn you. We got everybody's favorite podcaster, Graham. I'm wearing green underwear for the 500th episode. How's it going, buddy?
I'm doing well. Had a little synchronicity today. Want me to tell you about it, or should we wait?
Did you see the synchro where me and Anthony posted the 500th episode thing in the chats at the exact same time?
No, wow,
in the
that's
contact
crazy.
at the cabin thread.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow, good for you.
Let's hear about yours.
Well, no, I found this observer thing in my old paperwork. I was looking for my old paperwork today, and I found this observer document. It's like a little flyer that gets sent out. It's like an old school,
Oh, we have the new ones of those are in the truck.
Yeah, so I found this old one, and I look and I see on here it says Grimerica page 6, and then there's a note that if I want to keep getting them, I have to sign up, right?
We still get
So
them.
I had it on my counter, and I go check my email today, and I get an email for the first time ever from these guys, the Observer email.
Really? Today?
Yeah, today.
What are they saying?
And then I read they've got a review of our show in here.
This old one or a new one?
This old one. The old one that I found today has a review of our show, which seems very synchronistic to me.
That's probably why you're hanging on to it. Well, I don't have the jingle board, so.
But it does say some interesting stuff. It says they don't hide behind paywalls as the show operates the value for value model.
Poorly.
But it says the Grimerica show feels like it's on the cusp of a cohesive explanation of the anomalous events that saturate our reality. Most of the headlining names from alternative research circles have made an appearance on the show during its tenure.
Tenure?
Yeah, that one.
The tinner?
There was a comment here about how we were in the intro for the David. I think they mentioned the David Weiss episode, which is hilarious because I just got a text from Paul from Jasper saying that the flat earth guy, David Weiss, the adult brain guy, is on the No Agenda stream right now.
Oh, that's great.
So that kind of just compounds this whole synchro. But he does make a mention of how we read disparaging emails at the beginning of this show, which makes it, I guess, somewhat authentic.
Do we have any disparaging emails today?
No.
It's too bad we didn't.
He does
get more
say, despite this glowing review, the show has flaws. The recent run of the show content feels lopsided, favoring more metaphysical conversations over bread and butter paranormal dialogue. Instead of dealing with cryptids and conspiracy theories, they're focused on connected energy and chakras. To be fair, this isn't a huge departure for the show, as they have addressed similar arenas in the past, albeit much less frequently. There you go.
There you have it.
Kind of a synchro, I think, on the...
I don't have the jingle board. I didn't assume we'd need it. I figured Joe was running all that stuff. I could go get it.
No,
I got one.
I'll go get it for you.
I got one. I don't know what you need though.
No, we're good. We're good. We don't need jingles.
You just
We're
fucking
good.
hammer that shit down on the fly, Joe. So yeah, if you are watching live,
There you go.
perfect. If you do want to call in, the number is 1-800-588-0335. You can give us a ring. You can let Graham know how you feel or whatever you want to do. You can tell us a joke. Whatever you want to do, man. It's up to you.
I'll read another little bit here. Together, they bring a lighthearted and logical approach to subjects that are often covered haphazardly, expressing a genuine desire to understand the mysteries and synchronicities that they see as possible pieces of a larger universal puzzle. They use their podcast as a platform to analyze their own enduring questions. The rapport extends into the interview segments, and the host's friendship allows them to find a comfortable groove,
Friendship.
generating robust discussions with the people who come on their show. God, I'm just looking for that one other part, but I can hardly see this even with my reading glasses on.
You're going blind, motherfucker. Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, how
You
about
got
this?
610 area code on the line.
Sure, sounds good. Bring him in.
All right, here we go.
Tonight.
You're live.
Hello. Can I be the first one to say to you guys tonight? First time, long time.
Oh, is this Cyrus?
Do you know who this is?
This is Cyrus.
No, you're close
Sal. It's Sal.
Yeah, it's Sal.
Salvatore? How's Colorado, buddy?
What's up, Darren? It's awesome.
Oh, you know,
No,
living
I have a
dream.
Philadelphia area code.
That's fine, but you're still, I know where you're from. I know where you're at. I bet.
Yeah. I thought you were asking about the area code. It cut out for a second. So congratulations, guys.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, man. Seems crazy.
Yeah, man. 500 episodes. That's a significant milestone.
Do you remember what episode you were on when we were talking about addiction in Florida?
That was Black Budget.
No, it wasn't.
Oof. That was Black Budget. Yeah.
Was
that
it? Are you
Black
sure?
Budget.
I don't think so. Was it?
Yeah, I'm certain.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I'm 100%.
Oh, okay.
It was.
It's still on the Black Budget feed. It's on Gramerica Outlawed now in the pre-episodes, in the negative numbers.
And if anyone wants to get it direct, it's also in my Instagram bio at Salvatore_antithesis
Nice.
for the record. Yeah. So I just wanted to say, I wanted to call in and really congratulate you guys. It's been too long since I've seen you. And I just wanted to, I know you guys have probably heard this story from me personally, but for the general, audience that appreciates synchronicities, it was just funny the way I found you guys. It was sometime in the very early hundreds I found you. I was this was maybe, what was that now? 5 years ago, probably, right?
6, probably. 6, yeah. 6, yeah.
We just passed
6,
8.
yeah, I was going to say probably longer than that. Yeah, so this was when I was first, I was on the 101 stuff. I was just skimming the surface. I had always kind of known and known certain things you just know, but I hadn't really started doing my own research yet. I just started listening to podcasts of this nature. And for some reason, I searched Micah Hanks on Spotify. It was just really for no reason. I wasn't going to listen to him. I just wanted to see if he was on there. And you guys popped up instead, because I guess he was on the show, and that's how I found you. I started listening, and I really never looked back. And then and now we're friends. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, Micah Hanks was a big supporter of, he was a great help getting this thing launched.
Totally.
One of our first guests.
Yeah, I know. Good guy. Shout out Micah Hanks.
Shout out to Micah Hanks, the Micah Hanks program. How's things down in Colorado? You guys pretty well open back up now, Sal? Corona's over?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I don't go into Denver unprotected at night anymore. It can get pretty crazy down there.
Like with
But
a gun,
I'm
you mean?
outside the city. I'm more towards the foothills.
Like with a gun?
I mean, make it that what you will. Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm getting some handguns soon. Can't wait. I'm excited. I got to get my license first because it's Canada. That's okay.
You mean you don't get to do that
We're
with your
gonna be
card? Like,
The handguns don't fall under the card's jurisdiction, it would seem.
oh,
Fucking racist bastards.
You don't need a license out here in Arizona. You can conceal it. You can carry it. You can drive dune buggies down the road. It's like Mad Max out here, man.
When it
It's
gets
the same
hot,
thing here, but you can't conceal it. You can open carry here, but you can't conceal. You got to have a permit to conceal.
well, here it's the opposite. You have to conceal it, and you can't tell anyone you have it ever.
you just scare this. If you can't scare the shit out of everyone here with an open gun, open carry.
Yeah, it's just good. We're all going to end up paying $17 a bullet pretty soon. So let's hope that doesn't happen.
Worth it.
Is that why there's a chain shortage out there? Because everybody's melting it down into bullets?
Well, it's another one of these things. First of all, the chain shortage, in my opinion. I mean, that's the first step in get rid of cash. But that's a whole other story. But one of the reasons the ammo shortage is happening is because the CCP, among so many other things, if anyone really wants to shit their pants, look up CCP money in America over the last 3 decades. The point being is they're invested in so many factories that make components of the ammo, and they're just shutting them down.
Wow, really?
So that's one of the reasons there's such an ammo shortage. In addition to demand rising in crisis situations.
It's a good thing I've got plenty of ammo. I was prepared. People call me crazy.
Yeah,
And I'm prepared.
I wasn't prepared on that front. I'm not, and not on that front.
But it's hard to believe that
Or
you guys haven't.
Or am I just saying that?
It's hard to believe you guys haven't insulated yourselves from manufacturing ammo. I mean, if anything, you don't want their hands in, right? Is your guns. I mean, can't you guys just keep made in America for the guns? I mean,
They sold the power grid, bro.
Yeah, they're literally in our power grid. They did. They're not. That's not even a joke. They really are in our power grid. They're in everything. It's. I'm telling you, you can't even do it for more than an hour. It's freaking scary. They bought up corporations. They own the New Year's Eve ball drop ceremony now. And go watch it. We didn't do it for COVID, but the past years before that, it's always promoting some Chinese tourist town. And they have these Chinese ambassadors dropping the ball and this, that, and the next thing.
yeah, we're doing a show on the organ harvesting coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it, man. That's scary stuff.
You better start learning how to get out of body, man. I mean, it's the only way you're going to be able to fight these people is if you become a ghost. You know it. You got to.
Is that Joe Roop?
Everybody.
Fucking crazy thing to say, Joe Roop.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm with
Tell
you.
us how you do that.
I just know. I'm saying, hi, Joe.
Well, you
Hi,
got
Joe.
laser. What's up, brother? You got laser weapons, energy weapons. They're in our water, energy. They're trying to take our guns, all this stuff. I mean, you could become a ghost right now if you practiced, right? And still affect the physical realm. Who can stop that? Why aren't we spending more time doing that?
Can we come back to the physical realm?
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
I'm in.
I mean, I think that people like us are spending time doing that, but the people who you're not going to reach, you're not going to reach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more of that going on. I like to hope there's a lot more of that going on than we see.
I'm not working on my spiritual warfare game much at all. I got to admit, it's probably pretty weak. But
Hey, man, that's all this is, Darren. When you get down to it, that's all this is, man. In my opinion.
But I think I'm
My
pretty
humble
good at
opinion, that's all it
actual
is.
warfare, so
Yeah, well,
I'll protect
think
you
we're-
guys while you guys
I don't know,
are
man. I think
meditating the bad guys.
So,
away.
Joe, you're not
I think we'll
talking
stay
about
quiet.
you're not talking about just going dissociative while you're getting tortured or something like that. You're talking about sort of
like, what do you? Yeah, like, what do you want to know? What do you want to know? Because
like you're talking
I'm
like
not saying-
you're talking like many faces from the Game of Thrones, like that kind of stuff, or like give us some more details on this.
kind of, it's even better than that, dude. Like, you could get out of body, go into a government building, and they have their own people guarding it, by the way. in the astral realm.
Astrally, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
astrally.
they do.
Yeah.
Hell
But you
yeah,
can
they
still
do.
get in there and see what you need to see, spy on what you need to spy, and if you get good at it, move physical stuff around, just mess stuff up, you know? How do you think all those missiles and nuclear missiles got? You know how I think it was Dr. Sal or Salas or something that
Michael
talked about
Salas,
those nuclear. Yeah, with the the missiles that got knocked away and all that stuff. It's just beings, either human or other beings. I know it sounds crazy, but they know how to do that stuff and project it. We can do the same thing. We just don't work on it because they got us focused on all the stuff to be scared of.
And Friends reunion.
Yeah.
And
They keep us away from that. That the holy books were constructed the way they were constructed for a reason. They tell you not to mess with that stuff for a reason.
Yeah.
And it's not really for the benefit of your spiritual life. It can be, actually, because if you don't know what you're doing, you can really invite some unwanted things into your life. But I think a lot of that. Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
I don't know. I like all the unwanted things for some reason. They make me feel good.
Well, I mean, it's hard enough to have a lucid dream. Never mind about leaving your body, going and breaking into the government facility that's astrally protected. I mean, that's like next level ghosting. I mean, start off with a lucid dream for me.
I don't even think that's called ghosting. That's like something else. That's like that Inception shit. That's incepting.
Yeah.
You're incepting.
Yeah.
It has an actual name, I think.
Well, I mean, Robert Monroe, like if you guys saw that movie, Third Eye Spies, they never talked about him, but he was.
I haven't yet.
He was in all the pictures, and
I need to.
In his first or second book, he went to the White House to try to talk to the president in the astral realm, and there were guards in the astral realm that told him, you can't come through here. So that's pretty trippy.
You should come clean my house in the astral realm. Then I'll believe you. If I come downstairs tomorrow and the house is spotless, I'll be like, oh my God.
Yeah. There's people that do it, man. Like
make sure you
I'm not trying to say I'm good at it.
realm.
I just know that people do it.
That'd be
I'll
quite
pay
the
you with physical dollars.
That's the moonlighting job for sure. Eh?
Yeah. While you're sleeping, you're even cleaning while you're sleeping. Maybe you could do a couple places at once. Can you split yourself astrally?
I haven't tried that yet.
It'll be risky.
Like being two places at once, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't tried that yet.
Cleaning two
I don't think that's possible.
Cleaning 2 apartments. We're saving on travel. You're saving on travel time either way.
I think we'd do better by spending our energy on that than picketing and stuff. It doesn't seem to get anywhere,
Just gets
Maybe
you
we'll find
identified. Just gets you identified quicker, as a dissenter,
What's the critical?
What do you think?
Joe,
500 episodes.
Joe, what do you think the critical mass point for that would be?
Critical mass point for it would be?
Yeah, like how many people would have to be engaging in this for it to like really start making a difference? That's what I mean by critical mass.
Oh, I don't know. There's already a ton of people, entities, and stuff engaging in it, but how many people that had a purpose? Man, it wouldn't take more than 100.
Really?
I mean,
I'm talking about like how, because so many right away you have to I would think that right away immediately 3/4 or more of the country is completely has no capacity to even believe that shit is possible.
Well, that's true. Yeah, you got a point. I don't know.
So I guess what I'm asking is,
we need Darren.
Yeah, just like
he needs to hurry up and get on his spiritual game.
Yeah, Darren would help.
He's the leader.
Who, me?
I don't want to clog up the phone lines. So if you want, just give me the word if anyone else is calling or whatever.
Get the fuck out of here. No, just kidding. I'm not the leader. Graham's the leader. I mean, this is documented. It's been said multiple times. Graham's the leader.
You're the protector then.
I'm the CEO. Or something.
Man, that's awesome, Joe. It's good to talk to you again, man. I was just listening to Lighting the Void like 2 or 3 days ago. I didn't know you were going to be here. That's awesome.
I'm the Grimerica phone guy. They just let me play around too. It's really cool.
Yeah, I realize that now because you guys are connected on Fringe and whatnot. Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's a great partnership, and I support it completely.
What are you getting into now, Sal, for research wise? Like I remember a couple of years ago, I think it was China, right? That's what you were saying you were gonna go down the rabbit hole on.
I was trying to do like, it wasn't necessarily China as much as it was the Far East and Japan. It was really almost Japan more than China. Their role in the New World Order and all that.
Oh, that's what it was.
But then, you
right.
know, COVID kind of happened. Yeah, COVID kind of threw that off. So my research sort of went into China. I think I've mentioned that a couple of times tonight about just it was not even anything serious. It's just for my own personal, like, trying to know how to navigate capitalism and what to support and not to support type thing. That's really why I was doing that. But the real stuff now I'm getting into is I'm kind of steering away from the conspiracy New World Order stuff in a dark, depressing manner. And I'm trying to go towards the origins, man, towards like ancient Sumeria and Mesopotamia and, you know, the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Secret Book of John, stuff like that. I'm trying to learn right now because they give you everything you need on Oxford EDU. And in addition to learn how to translate these ancient symbols. And in addition, there are hundreds of tablets that have not yet been translated. So you can actually go on there and translate these tablets and submit them. And they'll post your work on oxford.edu.
Wow. Hey, isn't there still caves to be found
so
too, they say?
Now. Oh, I'm sure. No doubt. I don't doubt that at all. And then, finishing up writing my book, man. We're going to do it as an audio book. Be announcing that soon.
Sounds good. Yeah. I mean, I was listening to Aeon Byte talking about the Dead Sea Scrolls. I think that's the same couple episodes.
I listened to that last night.
Yeah. And kind of fascinating how they think there's a whole whack more caves too. And then the way those were found, right? Just kids playing, broken pottery from a soccer ball or something, found the cave with the Dead Sea Scrolls.
We should find some.
Do you know how the original Gnostic Gospels were found?
I don't.
That's even a crazier story, I think.
Is it
a person in like a group of? I believe it was Turkey. You know, this is people who still live a rather primitive life. Were going to settle a blood feud and get revenge on someone that killed one of their family members, and they stayed in a cave overnight, and it collapsed, and they found the books when it collapsed, and just ended up not going to kill this guy and made a lot of money on the books instead. It's wild.
What?
It's in the intro to Elaine Pagel's Gnostic Gospels book.
Well, who pays? So when they find that book,
you will not get me out of a blood feud that easily.
Like, who pays them for that book?
Yeah.
Who's the first person that exchanges money?
They went to I believe they went to the Turkish government, or I believe it was Turkey. You know, if anyone has the Elaine Pagel's Gnostic Gospels book, the only one, she wrote a bunch of books. That's the one about the Gnostic Gospels. It's right on like the first 2 or 3 pages. It's in the intro. It's like a paragraph and like the first thing she says. So if anyone can find that. It'll tell you exactly. But I believe it was the Turkish government.
I think some private investors got a hold of a couple of the Dead Sea Scrolls. So
it wasn't that just, too. And I think I was kind of just using it. I was saying it more metaphorically too. Like, I don't really know exactly what happened, but I just know that he didn't end up going to take revenge after that.
Wow. That's
fascinating. And I would assume it would be money if you find something like that.
Have you read have you looked into the Colburn at all?
We talked about this off air. I've just started finding out about that. There's just so many. There's the Emerald Tablets that Thoth apparently wrote, but they're among the most interesting, man. But they have they must be very modern because they have like a rhyme scheme to them in English. It's very bizarre, but there's so much information in those. The Emerald Tablets. Trying to think, but there's another big one I'm forgetting. It's not the ancient Sumerian tablets. It's not Mesopotamia. It's the Babylonian ones. I know there's a Gospel of Jesus. There's a Gospel of Mary Magdalene. There's a Secret Book of John. There's Gospel of Thomas.
That's still the oldest
Enoch,
one,
obviously.
Right? Gospel of Thomas is still the oldest, I think.
The oldest of the Gnostic Gospels, or the oldest?
It's the oldest gospel period that's been found.
I couldn't tell you that. You may very well be right. As soon as you read it, you know why it's not in the real Bible. You know, there's some pretty cool stuff in there. Not that the regular Bible doesn't have cool stuff in it too, because it does. But you know, the New Testament has been very great. The New Testament may very well have been the first piece of Hollywood style mind control. You know?
I was thinking that when I was listening to that episode, how all these things that have been left out of the New Testament, like the Book of Enoch among them. And I thought of that exact thing. They took all this, they cleansed it, they put out what they wanted to create this whole new sort of thing. And I felt like that was like the what they do now in the modern times. I mean, this is like, I thought the same thing. It's almost the initial programming, stuff, the initial, television.
Totally.
Exactly. But that's a very touchy subject, man. Like that pisses people off and start talking about that. Because you want me to really get into like this shit, man? If you want me to, I'll get into it, bro. See, like he said, there's things. I'm talking about the actual Bible here. Jesus says, oh my God, 2 Corinthians 1:18, I want to say. I don't know for sure. I could be off on that. But I know it's in 2 Corinthians. Satan is the god of this world. Okay? Satan is the god of this world. Satan simply means adversary. Okay? He also says that the light that appears to Saul on the road to Damascus, who then became Paul and became the apostle, and he went on to write all this stuff in the New Testament. Paul wrote like 2/3 of the New Testament, they say. Jesus claims that light that appeared to Saul is Satan, is his adversary. That light. So essentially, in my eyes, it's Yaldabaoth. That the Christ is probably someone else earlier on, like Yahshua. A lot of people say it's Yahshua who came down and said, you can't be doing blood sacrifices, you can't be doing blood magic, you can't be doing this, you can't be doing that. And they either wrote about Yahshua in a more modern context, or he came back again, or whatever the case may be. Joshua was the one who came down and tried to stop all of this stuff. Does that make sense? Are you guys following me?
Yeah.
Sounds like a cool cat.
Yeah, Yahshua seemed to be a good guy. So what I'm saying is, in the eyes of Gnosticism, Yaldabaoth was the Gnostic demiurge created by Sophia without the permission or consent or knowledge of her male counterpart, God, the creator. The Sophia being the divine feminine, him being the divine masculine. And Sophia created this thing, and it's kind of ignorant, and it made it the archons. It created this world. So the thing is, then we can get into the Cathars and why the Vatican suppressed these writings for so long and still suppress these writings. They killed the Gnostic Cathars. I believe it was the Cathars. And I think I was saying to you, Graham, the other day when we were playing D&D or something, that catharsis, what catharsis is an emotional cleansing. Was that put into our lexicon because the Vatican considered getting rid of the Gnostic heresy and emotional cleansing? Catharsis, because they no longer had to worry about people spitting the truth and breaking their spells of mind control.
Fuck yeah, that's fascinating.
Did I connect? Did I bring it full circle?
Oh yeah, Joe, what do you think about that?
I think it would make more sense than the doctrine that I grew up with, for sure. I mean, it would make it all make more sense. It sounds right, like Yeshua ben Joseph was what the guy's name was called. Then there's Yeshua ben David. He's been called a lot of things. And then if you look into the history of the Essenes, that's pretty interesting too. It all kind of connects back to that too. And I don't know if you guys have studied any of Daskalos or Dr. Stylianos Teslis, but his stuff is pretty interesting too. But
can you say that name again?
Daskalos? Yeah, it's easier.
The whole name.
It's easier to just say Daskalos. Like if you look up Daskalos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do.
Daskalos
is probably the coolest and truest form of Christian mysticism I've ever read. And he also has a tree of life, like a Kabbalistic tree of life that supposedly goes from the Essenes back to Egypt. But the tree has different symbols on them. And he said it's more of the original Egyptian version before the Jews got a hold of it. I don't know, but a lot of the stuff that he teaches checks out. So
sounds pretty anti-Semitic, Joe.
I've never heard of it. Well, That word just means Arab. I don't know. It's crazy how they are able to control and twist language like that. But I wanted to ask you, Joe, do you know approximately when this guy was writing or teaching or whatever? Do you know when he existed?
Doskolos? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he passed away either in the late 80s or 90s, but I don't know when he was
Okay, so he's somewhat contemporary.
Yeah, so Daniel Joseph, who's been on my show a few times, actually traveled to the Isle of Cyprus, right, to witness what this guy could do. Because there's a book called The Magus of Strovolos, and that's another witness account to what this guy can do. But Daniel Joseph went over there to visit him, and you can listen to some of his teachings on YouTube if you just look up Doskolos, right? But supposedly, you know how like the secret societies, like Theosophists and Madame Blavatsky, that group, they talk about secret masters or hidden chiefs and secret masters all the time.
Ascended masters?
Yeah, well, they call them secret
masters
chiefs.
So okay, I think they're two different things.
Yeah. So this guy.
Yeah, go ahead. I know what you mean.
This guy was one of them that taught them, and he's not
Doskolos one.
Yeah, and he never he's not a guy that comes out and not like all these gurus you see now or anybody never cared for any recognition. People just found him out there and then started writing about him and stuff. So, but he was a hands-on healer. And he wrote a lot of books about your etheric double and your etheric body and the different ways you can heal that way. Some pretty trippy stuff.
Where did he live? What country was he from?
Russian Cyprus, I believe.
That's practically Russia.
Cyprus. Okay, you said that. That's like an island. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
awesome.
Sal.
Yeah, thanks, man. I love discovering new things.
We appreciate you calling in. Hopefully we'll see you again soon at a CAC or
guys.
something.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait. I'll talk to you guys soon. It was a pleasure calling in. Have fun the rest of the night, and I love you guys, man.
Love you, Sal. Thanks,
buddy.
Love
you too, buddy. Stay cool.
Take it easy, guys.
Somebody else has got to call in.
You got some tarot cards there, eh, Joe? Do you want to get that going, or should we just chit-chat a little bit and get some more calls in?
I think my kids are going to try and call in here right away.
Oh, my God, really?
Oh, that's cool. Really?
They want to be celebrities one day.
That's awesome.
Let's see. We got 757. You ready for this?
75.
Hey, what's good, guys? How do I sound?
Pretty good.
You sound great.
Happy 500. That's amazing. I'm really glad to.
Thanks. Who's calling?
Sorry, I'm nervous. This is Booberry, Mothman and the Mini-Apocalypse. Y'all are part of the original Trinity, I should say, with Higher Side Chats and Tinfoil Hat. Found y'all back in 2016 after a stagehand recommended Greg's show, and hopped on. I was having some stuff going on as far as a third eye forcing itself open almost in a sense. And I've been hanging out and listening ever since.
That's awesome, buddy. We're so grateful to be in the trilogy with Tinfoil Hat and THC. I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's great company.
Yep.
It's cool.
Good company
Yeah,
to be
I just
beside.
met Sam for the first time, and Sam had a show here not too long ago, probably 2 weeks ago. Met him. It's a great time. And there was a synchronicity, funny enough, that I kind of had an involvement with at the beginning of this show. Whoever texted in about the No Agenda stream playing David Weiss, he was on our show last week.
David Weiss was?
That's a flat Earth guy. He tried to come on Lighting the Void too, but I didn't. I just don't talk about flat Earth.
That's so weird because I was going to say to the guy, to Paul that texted me, I've seen him around a lot lately.
Weiss is making the round.
Yeah, he was on OBDM not too long ago. I know that he reached out to Grumpy Old Ben's as well, and I don't think that ever came up or actually happened. But it was that appearance on that y'all did with the Ben's with Sir Bemrose and Darren O'Neill that really kicked my ass into gear for sticking with it. And it's been a ride. It's been a lot of fun, and trips me up. Blows my mind.
Well, we appreciate that. We appreciate that you stick around for all that time, man. It's cool. Blows me away that people listen to the show for that long, that many episodes. I'd be sick of me by now. I mean, I've been sick of Graham for a while.
Well, if anything, I only want more. So that's why you got to sign up for Outlaw Plus, because it's sick. It is such a sick show. I love that shit.
Thanks, buddy.
I love how hard you guys go on that. It is quite a phenomenal podcast.
Do you think that we're going to stay in this loophole of free speech and podcasting for a while?
I think where there's still a will, there's still going to be a way. So it becomes an issue of when we stop wanting to say the stuff that we need to say, then yeah, it's probably going to go away. But people always find workarounds. You know, there's always ways to bleed through the fence or bleed, just skirt on by through the system. Always has been, always will be.
What are
until it's not an option anymore.
That's a good point. It's until we start censoring ourselves so much that we end up inadvertently stopping talking about the important things,
So we give up.
Yeah.
Right.
No, then we'll go back to shortwave.
I don't think we'll have to give up.
The idea of federation is gonna help a whole lot. Where even if the shows have nothing to do with each other, it's still kind of together but separate. Which started as a joke in a lot of the theater stuff that I used to do, but now it's starting to make a little more sense. But yeah, I mean, just as long as you keep producing stuff and keep coming back to your audience every week, and the audience keeps coming back to you, I don't think that they will be able to shut anybody down. It's just a matter of when it actually flips over and we're full bore authoritarian, totalitarian. Like it's the actual inaction of the Great Reset and Build Back Better, not this slow burn. Got to warm up the pot a little bit. Don't want the frog jumping out or nothing.
Yeah.
Unless they come at it with a blowtorch. That's the one I'm looking for, is the blowtorch to the frog in the pot.
As soon as the blowtorch comes out, you're out of there. When do you think that's going to happen? Like, what would you say?
My co-host Lavish, we have at least been able to give it a term to define it, and that's the great unzipping. So it's coming down, and it's coming down, and it's coming apart, and it's coming apart. But at some point, the whole thing's just going to drop.
Oh, I like that.
And,
the zipper comes out the bottom, and it opens right up.
Yep. So, is it going to be 2030? I mean, that was they had that agenda 2030. All of those pharma douchebags are saying, "Oh, expect this for the next 10 years. Got to get prepared for a permanent pandemic." They I don't know. Oh, hot tip. I don't know if you guys bother with the Disney Plus, but the Keeper wanted to check it out, so I've been watching it with her. Second episode, they're going full bore predictive programming. There's a whole speech, like back to back. First, you get the sort of esoterica, what's running behind the scenes, and then they got the ideas of what 2030, 2040, 2050 are all going to look like. And it's a little quite apparent, I think, if you're knowing what to look for. That's my hot tip of the day.
What show are you talking about? Or just are you talking about all the shows, kind of, or all the new ones, or?
Oh, my bad. It was the new Loki episode 2.
Oh, okay. What's your show? What's your show called again? Before I forget to ask.
It's Behind the Schemes, SCH3M3S.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I heard you on No Agenda the other day. Somebody plug in your show.
Well, yeah, it's we've been I've been listening to. Here's something I can't. I know when I found you guys. I know when I found Fireside and Tinfoil Hat, but No Agenda just started happening every week. I don't know where I found it. I don't know who I found it through. I just started listening, was totally into it. And it was a real lifesaver for 2020 because I used to do Broadway tours. And we were in Ontario, Canada, when everything shut down. And it was this whole, like, oh, we got to flee. We got to get across the border now. And just, it was a shit show. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there telling other cast and crew, we're kind of doing our, like, last supper on the other side and don't know when we're going to see each other. And I was telling people there at the time, I want all of the patrons to line up on the way out and just start coughing into my mouth. Like, let's do this. Let's get it over with. And this was in March of last year.
Have a COVID party, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Spreading is caring, I guess. I shouldn't make that joke. It was a bad joke. But no, I kind of lost the point of what I was, where I was going with that one. Damn.
About No Agenda and how it changed your attitude.
Oh, there, right. Yeah, so I was probably listening at least September of that year, but I was listening to No Agenda as we fled across the border, and then we came back, and I from the Mothman of the Mini-Apocalypse, so that's Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I was there for all the riots and everything when the fucking precinct got taken the second night, and everything popped off, and at every turn, No Agenda community's been there, been rocking away, and we've had a blast, and they're 100% the most fun part about doing the show is just interacting, hanging out with everybody, having a good time, and talking some conspiracy shit.
Do you think that a lot of those riots were strategically located based on real estate?
I've seen the videos. I've seen them lay out the map size. I was spending a lot of time down that way before they happened. After they happened, not so much, but we moved quite a far, I shouldn't say far ways out, but probably 25 minutes further away from downtown. And this was on the south side of downtown. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it for a second. I'm not the most savvy real estate planner. That would definitely be something to talk to my buddy about because he sees these things. He sees how the maps for cities get laid out, so he'd have a better understanding. But it's yeah, I wouldn't argue it.
I can't remember who it was I saw. It was either Catherine Austin Fitz or Rosa Quarry or something talking about the placement of all those riots and the sort of the opportunity zone type thing happening from it.
For sure. It was gnarly, man. It was really gnarly. I was following the riots around for a couple of days, but it just got to the point where you get back and people have been pushed to the point where they're really just like emotionally torn and broken and hurt. So you can feel that and soak it up. And at the same point, you just know that they're getting egged on to the extremes. And I mean, there was the umbrella dude. First, he was the cop from St. Paul, and then he was the white supremacist dude, or I shouldn't say white supremacist, but he was the Hell's Angel guy, right? And they just kept pushing the bar further and further back, and like, oh, there's no people that were out of town, but yet there's this guy from 4 hours up north that was arrested, and he was indicted, and just the whole thing was a mess. Seeing huge pillars of smoke on the way home. I was on the interstate going the other direction when the fucking semi truck came through the protesters that were on the interstate. It was a shit show. I apologize for the language, but I don't know what else would be a better descriptor.
Clusterfuck.
Got some weird photos out of it for sure.
Fubar.
Yeah, Fubar is a good one.
Fubar, yeah. Come on down to Fubar, Minnesota, where we got all your right needs.
Has it calmed down now?
Man, it's calmed down in the news media, I'll tell you that much. It took me a week to find out that a guy just plowed another car through a group of, well, he didn't he plowed through another parked vehicle that was being used to block an intersection, and the parked vehicle is what hit somebody. And I found out a week later, and I live here, but unfortunately, the people that I still know on the feed bags, aka Facebook, they weren't kind enough to let me know that this had happened. There's been probably 2-3 weeks of protest now.
Is that the one?
A handful of events.
Is that the one where the guy got dragged out of the car and beat up afterwards?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. They suspect drugs and alcohol were involved in the accident, and it's foobarred, man. Really foobarred.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy that if you end up in your car in one of those things, you're in a no-win situation. You stand there, and if you don't move forward, you could get shot or your window smashed in, like happened in Utah, or you can just hit the gas pedal and then be in real trouble.
Guess you just decide in the moment what's best for you.
Yeah.
What works for you. Might do a little both.
What works for me is probably avoiding the area for a little while longer.
Best just stay away. Best to avoid. That's probably the best bet.
What are some of the topics you're interested in?
Well, I really like esoterica and occultism. Probably most favorite, symbology in Hollywood. I really appreciate seeing all the little call outs. What that tells me is that it's not the cast, or maybe the cast is into it for sure. But it's like the set designers and the set decorators and the production designers. It's all of those people that are the ones that drop this stuff in, the script writers. Maybe not so much the editors, but it's a lot of the crew. And like I said, I got an entertainment background, and it's just it's easy to pick it out. A lot of fun to pick it out.
Huh.
Cool.
So you think it's happening
like
at that
too.
level? Right? Yeah. That's interesting.
For sure. I unfortunately the name of the gentleman escapes me, but he was the Disney insider that y'all had on Outlawed not so long ago.
Matt DeMille?
Yeah, Matt DeMille, right, being Cecil DeMille's ancestor.
Yeah.
That's I live for shows like that.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Deconstructing Hollywood, man, it's just a magic factory, nonstop happy feels. And then when you consider what No Agenda is breaking down with the way it looks like Hollywood and China are having a TMZ level breakup, it's gonna be interesting. Definitely keep your eyes on them. Well, maybe not. That's what they want.
Best to avoid. It's like the riot. Best to avoid. In my opinion.
Yeah, there's certainly a level of I think riot porn was a good apt descriptor of it, because you'd see one definitive group of people trying to tear stuff up, and then you'd see another definitive group of people coming by and using it as photo opportunities. That was definitely the one reoccurring theme that I saw over and over and over again. How many people were posing for pictures?
So speaking of being in the entertainment, no, go ahead.
Sorry, what were we saying? I was going to say I wasn't going to hold up any the time anymore.
All right, buddy, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for calling in, man. I hope you keep listening. Hopefully you're a supporter. And yeah. Hopefully you call back when we do whatever our next call will be like 666.
Love it. Sounds like a great time. All right. Y'all take care. Have a good one.
Thanks, buddy.
Have a good night. You got a card for us now, Joe, or a caller?
No callers. No callers yet. You got to keep giving out the number. People, for some reason,
It's on the stream, but it's 1-800-588-0335 if you do want to call in. I suppose in the meantime, you could pull a card for us, see how our future's looking.
Wish you a happy 500th.
Hopefully. and not
You never asked me how I found Grimerica. But I really don't remember, so I don't think I could tell that story.
You don't remember, really?
I think because I've been listening to it for so long, I think I actually found you guys when I first started listening to podcasts, when I was listening to Joe Rogan, like back when it was cool, you know? And
back when it was
I was
edgy.
like, well, there's got to be more cool podcasts on here. And it was the artwork that you guys had that got my attention.
Wow, that's good to know.
Grimerica. And I was like, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. So I just started playing it. And I'm serious, man. I just started playing it. And that's how I started listening to it.
Miles,
and I always liked the beginnings and stuff. I like the guests too, but I like to hear both you guys talk and then hear the people that would email you and tell their stories and then listen to you guys give each other a hard time. It was always fun to listen to.
Miles listened to his first Grimerica the other day, and it was the one where I was making fun of his bad skeet shooting.
Oh my God, really? That's a bit of a synchronicity.
Right? Yeah, what are the chances? Yeah, he texted me.
What do you want me to pull a card for? I mean, just
I'll let Graham handle that. That's his
I don't know. It's the more metaphysical department. How about for the next like 6 months kind of thing, like for the
next 6 months?
Yeah, like for the new, you know, for this. There's been a lot of big changes that happened right around 500. You know, I'm kind of doing this and narrating sort of full time, and lots of changes. So
yeah. So what are the next 6 months going to be like for Grimerica?
Is that a good one? Is that a good one or?
Well, yeah, and we just
the rest of 2021, basically.
We just started the new show at the end of January, and the other new show at the end. Outlawed is turning 6 months. Rockfin's turning
already. Wow,
5 months.
Really, already? Wow, that's
look at that. Ace of Pentacles. You can't get better than that, dude.
Oh wow.
You guys you're gonna in the next 6 months. You're gonna you'll have mastered the Pentacle. In other words, money. All the physical stuff you guys want to do, events, it's going to be loaded.
Wow.
That's a good card.
Fantastic.
That's a good
Ace
card.
of Pentacles. Wow.
I mean, yeah, it's the root of, it's like you've mastered how to make money with a podcast, how to make it successful, how to make it flourish in the earth. You're good. You got that tool down.
Wow.
Sweet.
Hopefully we just figured it out like yesterday.
I have like 600 pages of this book 2 Secret Doctrine to read. So, I mean, you know, maybe that's a good sign that'll.
The audiobooks have been going better than expected. I mean, we were just talking about that last night, how that seems to be, you know, everything's sort of starting to ping. At least to the point.
I gotta get into that.
But now we're starting more fucking stuff. I mean,
well, we got one you can collaborate with. Sorry, Darren. We got one you can collaborate with this on, Joe. And what were you saying, Darren?
Well, now we're just going to keep venturing into new stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is what'll happen. We'll always be busy, and hopefully, it'll be rewarding. As rewarding as it's been so far. I mean, we can't complain. 500 episodes in, Graham's able to pull the pin on a day job. Hopefully he's not living under a bridge in 6 months. But I think the Ace of Pentacles is saying we won't have to worry about that.
Yeah, you guys did it right. Don't do what I did. I just pulled the plug on everything, just the hell with it, just because, you know, because I'm impulsive, and it led me down a road of a lot of struggle, you know, so.
Well, yeah, no, it was a long process. It wasn't quick. It was one of the toughest decisions ever, but you know, hopefully it'll be good.
Yeah, but see, like if you can quit, then you can focus like all of your energy on your craft and your creativeness.
You're right.
You know?
It's almost more about energy than time, to be honest with you, because what I've found in the last few weeks is, holy shit, I almost wonder how the fuck was I doing it before? The time, it's unbelievable how the time flies and how there's not as much time as I thought I'd have.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But I think it's more about the energy than the time, to be honest with you.
Wait, are both of you going to quit, or are you just quitting
No,
first?
just me.
He's already quit. Well, he tried
Well,
to
do
go
you want
part-time,
to?
but they just kicked his ass out the door. I do eventually. I want to quit. Yeah, but not right away. Not right now. Right now, I've sort of got some work to do. I got a few things I got to take care of before I'm ready to do that. And I want to buy a farm here before I do that. So I got a couple of things I'm trying to figure out.
I kind of simplified my life, and I don't have kids, and I support Maria and I, my girlfriend and I, but we're pretty, we're living fairly simple, so it's a little easier.
That's cool, man. I'm jealous. Everybody should be jealous. You worked hard for what you got,
to
though.
voicemail.
Yeah, Well, it might be back then.
Is that because everyone's calling at the same time?
Well, if someone's and if someone's on, hold on. Yeah, if someone's, I don't have that 4-line system anymore. I've budgeted down a little bit. Here we go. Oh, I know what happened. Sorry, y'all. Just call back. Wait a second, though.
Oh, he's a pro.
No, not really.
No? Well, by definition. Is the studio...
Yeah, by definition. All right, now you can call back. It should work now.
All right, now you guys can call back.
I pulled up, 403. Yeah, just call back. There you go.
Is it ringing?
Yeah, we got 647 on the air.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Pickering, Ontario.
Oh,
Pickering. Hey, that's
how's
not
it going
far
there
from
back east?
My old stomping ground.
Oh, it's going. We're over here in communist Ontario. How are things in Alberta?
Well,
Better than Ontario at this moment. I mean,
Yeah, no
in
doubt.
general, it's
I gotta-
usually better.
Yeah, I got a work trip planned going to Edmonton. I heard you guys are lifting the mask mandate.
Yeah, as of
Heard that already happened.
end of the month. It ends
End of the month.
end of the month. Everything ends. Everything.
Oh, nice. Well, I'll be there in July.
Oh yeah, everything's wide open in July. We've been pretty wide open the whole time, and they just had restaurants were closed quite a bit on and off. But now restaurants have been open for a few weeks, and the stores and stuff never really closed. They never told us we couldn't camp here and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's terrible here in Ontario. Like, I can't even express how bad it is. I think, they just allowed us to go camping. Like, you want to camp by yourself? No, you can't do that.
I used to call it unterrible.
They just... Yeah, unterrible. That's a good one. I got to remember that.
That's why I moved it west.
Congratulations, guys, on 500.
thanks.
Thanks. We appreciate it.
I've been listening since about 2013.
Wow.
Well, that's when we
I
started.
think, I don't know, early.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would
if
have been in
you-
the first third. We only did 20 eps, I think, in that year.
If you swing by Calgary when you're coming to Alberta, let us know. We'll meet you for a coffee or something.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'm going to Edmonton, and so how far is Edmonton from Calgary? It's pretty far.
3 hours. Yeah.
It's about 3 hours. We got the Calgary Stampede happening right away here. That'd probably be worth
nice.
the
When's
drive
that?
down. That's the 8th to the 18th, I think, or the 9th to the 18th or something.
Huh.
So if you're in town, look us
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll make it up there. Chances are I probably won't. I'll be pretty busy. I got a full week of work there in Edmonton, and then I'm going to be coming back home. So,
Well, at least you'll be able to get out on the town, hopefully do some shopping, get out for dinner. And it'll be Edmonton.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll kind of suck. Edmonton's kind of a shithole, but it's not terrible. It's not terrible. It could be worse.
yeah, so I wanted to say I found you guys through Randall on JRE.
Excellent.
Looking for Randall Carlson
And,
episodes?
Yeah, I want to. One time I'm going to join you on one of those CAC CAC trips. I was thinking about one of the other ones, I don't know, a year or two ago, but didn't end up pulling the trigger on that.
Can't wait to go on one of those CAC trips.
Well, we got one coming up in September, one in February, one in April, and then one next November on the books right now. You head over to contact@thecabin.com if you want to take a look. Put down a deposit, then you're committed.
Yeah, no kidding. Just, yeah, especially with COVID now, it's not like I'm too busy.
Yeah, and it looks like COVID's over. I mean, for the most part. You guys might be fucked, but
I'm hoping so.
So how are they still, I'm just curious, like, how are they still thinking there's a problem in Ontario there? Or is it just completely?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Everything is based on vaccines, and I think it's the same in Alberta, where it's like we need to reach certain thresholds of vaccinated people, either 1 dose or 2 dose, and like you have to hit these certain percentages, and then they give you your rights back slowly. Like it's just wild here.
Yeah,
and then you hear people from the States, and they're telling, I'm hearing all this stuff in the States, and it's just wild. Like in Florida, they just had a 70,000 person concert, and they had the governor, DeSantis, out there, and it's just like really makes me want to leave Ontario. But I like Canada. I like the area here, but it's just the government is it's crazy.
Yep, it's 70% vaccination rates is what they're shooting for in Alberta, which they've got now. They've reached their 70%. So I can't believe they've made it that far, but I guess that all the pressure and the propaganda and the coercion has worked. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, Ford's got us on this crazy, like, these steps. We have to do these steps. There's like a 3-step plan or some shit, and it's just nuts. I'm not going to get vaccinated, but now I'm thinking, like, man, I hope more people get vaccinated so I can actually, like, have freedom.
I was going to tweet out today. I was like, thanks, guys, for taking one for the team. Yeah, I mean, my patience really paid off. My patience paid off. I've got my papers getting made right now.
My whole family, they're all in on it. Like, they're all, like, getting vaccinated. And I'm like, you're, like, 27 years old, like my cousin, he's out. Oh, I got my vaccine. Like, man, do a little research.
I'll be selling fake vaccine documents for $150. So if you need some to travel, anything like that, look me up. Of course, it's on the DL. You're gonna have to pay me in Bitcoins or some shit, or I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I got your back if you need vaccine documents in Canada. Alberta would be better, but whatever. Just say you got it.
I almost wonder if it's even going to happen. I think they're still going to require tests. Like I've heard from Americans crossing the border, like you can be fully vaccinated. It doesn't matter at all. You still need a test.
Yeah, that's
so
what
I don't
it is
know when
for now.
That's going to come.
That's what it is for now, for
but
sure.
Like if you're fully vaccinated and you need a test, why not just not be vaccinated and go get your test?
Exactly.
And you still need to quarantine and everything. Yeah.
It's really hard to say how it's going to come about, because it's in some ways it's falling apart. There's all these doctors and scientists in Canada. They're coming forward with all this evidence, with all this stuff, but it's just not breaking through the mainstream sort of media paradigm that most of the people are living in. So it's like it's hard to say whether it's going to. Because they're still pushing for the vaccines. I mean, they're still pushing for the passports. They still want it. But in the fine print, you need to be tested. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know. It's going to be so interesting in the next little while, the next few months.
I know all of Canada's bad, but you guys are lucky there. Like I was just in Alberta. I was in Calgary in November last year, and like I didn't have to wear the mask. And as I was there, actually, the mask mandates like came in effect. Because I'd go into Walmart and it'd be like most of the people weren't wearing masks. And coming from Ontario, like we've been wearing masks since I don't even know when, like early 2020, like in the summer of 2020.
I know, it makes you wonder, right? And then we put the masks on last summer, August, not us, but like Calgary, August 1st, and it didn't do a fucking thing. and people just still going along with it, you know. And then in Ontario, it's not doing anything there, and you guys have been doing it longer than us. Like, there's no logic or adjustment to science at all here. It's unbelievable to me.
It's absolutely insane. Like, I listen to the High Wire with Del Bigtree. That's a great podcast.
Yeah,
I'd recommend that to everyone. Like, if you want to get the facts and the science, and
he's been killing it with the guests too. He's the one guy. Like, if you're gonna listen to anything COVID vaccine related, go to the High Wire and listen to that every Thursday. He comes out with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cool, man. Well,
and one thing. I want to thank you guys. You guys were the ones I kept hearing you talking about No Agenda. And I was like, what is this No Agenda? And then I started listening to No Agenda, and now I'm like a massive No Agenda fan. And I actually went to one of the meetups yesterday here in Peterborough. And that was just a blast.
I bet you.
I just want to thank you guys, because No Agenda's Adam and John C. Dvorak, they're just absolute beauties.
I bet there's a great bunch of people you met with there yesterday.
Oh, it was such a change. Like, because I'm used to just, I have a few friends that, like, we all kind of agree on that this is all bullshit and that, but a lot of people I'm around, like my family, my aunts and uncles, my mom's, she's kind of there, but she's not, she doesn't really look into things, I guess I'd say. But to go and meet people that are, like, fully aware of what is happening is really nice.
Yeah.
I actually met this Russian guy, Val, and he's like, "Oh, I live over in Ajax. We're gonna go fishing tomorrow." He's like, "Oh, I fish for big carp," and I'm like, "Fuck, I love fishing, man." So we're going out tomorrow. It's, like, nice to meet people, and people that aren't, like, afraid of a virus. Like, dude, it's been 16 months or whatever. Like, I think we're gonna be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
Totally.
That's great.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thanks for calling, man. I hope they let you guys out soon. I wish.
Yeah, hopefully. We just got to hit those numbers, right?
Yeah, just like, I guess
hit those vaccination numbers.
It's unbelievable. I can't believe we're allowing this to happen. I really cannot believe it.
They keep bribing us with ice cream and Dunkin' Donuts.
Dude, the 12-year-olds are getting bribed with ice cream.
We have a lottery here.
You guys got lottery over there, don't you?
Well, just recently, yeah. I don't know why, because they made it to their 70%. They got to still push people to go further.
No, once they got to 70%, then it was a week after that, the draw.
Oh, okay. Oh.
So if you get your shot this week, you could still get in. I mean, that million retires you.
Just imagine, eh? They have to go to this length to get you to take the jab.
You're like 10 times more susceptible to strokes, but
yeah. Don't worry. The only four pilots died recently in that. Who was it? Which airline was that? They started
British
saying
Airways.
But it's not vaccine related. I mean, eventually this whole thing's got to crumble. You'd think.
Just keep your head down.
Now they're recommending you don't fly if you've been vaccinated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it might increase your chance of blood clots. I mean, holy fuck. I hope people can just hang on a little longer. Just wait a little longer for the people that. Yeah.
I hope people don't start dropping dead. Like, most of my family's all got the vaccine. Like, I don't want to be, that's, like, kind of crazy.
Yep. Exactly.
I guess, time will tell.
Yep. All right, buddy. Well, thanks for the call. It's awesome to meet you.
Absolutely. I've been a supporter for a long time, and I really appreciate you guys. So keep on going.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy.
We'll get to show 1,000 soon enough.
Fuck yeah.
That's right.
Thanks, buddy.
For the support.
Next caller.
Well, the lines are open. I almost hit the No Agenda sound, What is that news thing they do? This has got to be it right here, right? Oh, better take this call.
You got a jingle?
I got a No Agenda jingle here. I was just going through stuff that I had, and it sounded just like it just came from their show. I think this is it.
That's like the opening.
No,
Is
that's
is
not.
that the one
No,
they use?
no, I don't think
No?
so. No.
That's
All
the
right, well,
opening
you
of the
got
show, isn't it?
289 area code on the air.
289.
289.
Mustang 289.
Hey, hi, guys. I'm calling from occupied Ford Reich here in Ontario. Again, another caller from Ontario. I think I can explain a little bit of the political situation here. It seems like Trudeau and Ford, or Trudeau or Castro or whoever, and Ford, they're having a political thing. So Ford, he could have said, you know what, Florida and Texas are open, we're open for business. But no, Ford and the Ontario PCs decided that, oh, Trudeau's letting people in, so we've actually got to be stricter. So it's just a bunch of political theater bullshit that they're pulling, and it's at all of our expense. And really, it disgusts me that Ford and his followers were all open for business, but now Ontario is one of the worst lockdowns in the world.
What do you mean by Trudeau is
anyway.
letting in? What do you mean by Trudeau is letting in people? What do you mean by that?
Talking about how like the flights didn't stop, right?
Oh,
like the flights
yeah.
from China didn't stop.
Right. Yeah.
So now it's like, oh, we got to take a harder line. And it's like, dude, you're a dick. You can see that, like, Florida's open. And, you know, I even watched, like, live streams from, like, St. Petersburg in Russia. Supposedly, you know, like, oh, in Russia, you know, it's so bad there. And it's like they're walking around without masks. There's music festivals in the streets.
Yep.
It is absolutely disgusting what is happening here in the so-called free world. Canada is truly fucked, and I'm really sorry for this language, and it's too bad because this is supposed to be a joyous occasion. I thank you guys. Congratulations, 500 episodes. This is amazing. I keep thinking about that South Park episode where they were all like, for the war, against the war, who cares? 500 episodes. So, you know, no matter what's going on in the world, congratulations, guys. You've done a fantastic thing. I've got some thoughts here that hopefully we can discuss quickly, and then I can get on with.
Yeah, man, I got a question for you though, like, because I agree with you. Do you think that this is because, you know, Tam is getting orders directly from the WHO or China, or like, are we trying to set an example for the New World Order here, or is it just that the people are just too fucking asleep to see what's going on? We're really fucking programmed in Canada here.
Sorry, Graham, I didn't mean to cut you off, and I do appreciate the question. Now, we have to see who our adversary is. Our adversary is a multi-headed psychopath that can't be reasoned with. So, we can't reason with them. We can't show them their own hypocrisy. It doesn't matter. Now, we can show other people, and this is going to end up being a numbers game. But right now, the problem is that our good nature is being used against us. So, for instance, it used to be back in the 80s and the 90s. I'm old. There was the environmental movement, so everybody was against pollution. But then you got these neocons and these neolibs coming in, and all of a sudden they were talking about carbon credits and things like that. It used to be the same thing. They used to talk about equality. I remember we had Degrassi High, and everybody was like, everybody was all cool with each other. It didn't matter if you were gay or if you were a 14-year-old pregnant kid or whatever your race was or gender or da-da-da-da-da. But now, because of this whole neo thing, which is all of this money coming in, that and it's also a softening. So the left, what they did was they said, oh, we're going to have a hardline fiscal policy. And the right were like, oh, well, we're going to be all virtue signaling for all of these oppressed groups. So it's kind of like they merged into like the one uniparty. But when this all happened, basically they're using our good nature against us. And you can tell this by somebody who compels you into action. So somebody who says, hey, look, I don't do that because it's against my religion. Hey, I respect that. That's totally cool. Somebody says, hey, you can't do that because that's against my beliefs. That is how you identify these psychopaths. And you fight them back. How do you do that? The first thing you do is you live your life. You live your life, and the people that you love, they may be confused. You treat them with respect and dignity and love. However, when these assholes and Karens come at you, oh, they can get all indignant? Cool, yeah. Oh, Coke wants to fuck around and say all this stuff about whiteness and stuff? Okay, Coke, you want to be in Canada? Well, maybe we ban you. But maybe if we don't ban you, maybe we treat you like alcohol. Maybe we can, like, charge $20 a can and you have to pay ID or you have to show ID like you do when you buy booze and stuff like that. Because Coke really is just poison and there's nothing to it other than just this garbage. Yet, hey, oh, corn's going up, so oh no, beef's going up, but Coke's not going up. I can still get Coca-Cola in my store, and it's like, this is absolutely preposterous. So so they're doing an in-group, out-group thing. And guys, you gotta remember, who's cool? The out-group. Fight Club. We're Fight Club. But don't be violent, okay? Violence is what they want to goad us into. What we want to do is we want to take every opportunity to shame them, but also be better. Live our lives, but don't be scared. Now, right now, there are the laws and there are the media, and I'm not saying it's necessarily going to be easy, but we're men. You're going to need to get a black eye. You might get a bloody nose. And you know what else? I'm going to tell you something else. I'm going to tell you something. This is going to be totally another thing because I was thinking about your funding model, and I was thinking about how you do the value for value thing, and I think it's great. But another way you might want to approach this is to look for 1,000 committed people who will give you $100 a year. That's $100,000. That's a good place to start from. And after the call, I'll get in touch with you. I will commit to pledging you $100 for this for your 500th episode.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much. Well, we encourage everybody listening to follow his lead and sign up for $100 a year, or even the $6 a month that outlawed, or $5 a month, whatever you can afford. There's definitely room for improvement on the support front. We could see that number go up a few percentile. We're still, I think we have hit 1%. We're now hovering somewhere between 1% and 2%. But if we could get, if we get 1 in 5 people supporting the show, then I could retire too, and we could do like 3 shows a week, right?
Well, what you guys are doing is super important, and it's not even necessarily the number of shows. Like, Canada right now, we've got this internet censorship bill that is being censored. We can't even talk about this fucking thing. Trudeau is out of control, and seriously, this globalist bullshit needs to stop. But it's funny because it's like, oh yeah, people are waking up, but what are people actually going to do? This is what we need to do now. We need to take the next step, and the next step, Darren, seriously, you are an inspiration. Just the way that you can, like, you're traveling to and from the States. Me and my wife, one of the things that we love to do is travel. I haven't seen my mom in over a year. This is absolutely ridiculous that we are living in this world.
Dude, you are giving us the best advice right now. I'm telling you, this is the big question. What do we do? Like, what is happening in the next little while? We can talk all we want on the show or whatever. I know Darren's sort of more of a doer. He's making it happen. He's living his life. Like you said, what do you do? Live your life. But that can also become sort of invisible. I mean, I don't like being around in the public with a bunch of fucking maskers right now. Like, I really don't like it. And I know I could, just...
All about decentralization and doing what you can, finding where your power is. Somebody might not be a good podcaster, but you know what they can do? They can put together a website that maybe has a whole bunch of information about adverse virus reactions, or maybe they could put together a website about all of the censorship that's going on and all of the ways that people have been deplatformed, or maybe they can put together a little fanzine, or maybe they can in Ontario here they've got all these signs up at these houses that say no more lockdown. I'm going around making a little map. You know what I'm doing? I'm going to be sending out letters to all of these people saying, hey guys, we're all on the same team here, and they can pick us off individually, but when we're a big group, they're scared. And the other thing, politicians and CEOs hate is to be on the hot seat. So you tell them, you get their names out there, and you make sure that Thug Ford and the Ford Reich here is known that he's a Nazi, and then they're trying to quell free speech. You can't bring up the Nazis. So you're saying that I can't bring up the Nazis when my people were exterminated in the Holodomor as well, when the genocide? So I can't compare a genocide to a genocide. So what are you doing? Are you now denying the Holodomor? Are you denying the genocide of my people? I think that's a pretty slippery slope there, Ford. I wouldn't be getting into that, and this is the problem with censorship.
I agree, 100%. Yeah, fantastic call.
So I think this has been manifesting for so long. Ontario is angry. We are bubbling over, but we got to remember to keep it cool and not be violent. We just got to remember to put our energy into being our best selves.
You kind of have to think about separate. I think it's about creating your own reality, your own separation, your own economy, your own businesses. We have to, because I think it's going to get, Darren doesn't agree with me here, I don't think, but they're going to come after us. They're going to come after the non-vaccinated. This fall, there's going to be disasters happening this fall, and they're going to blame us. It's going to be all about not everybody got vaccinated. Go get them. So I don't know. I feel like, in Alberta, it's different because we don't have as many people. In Ontario, you guys have a little bit more people to build that momentum. We don't have the people here. It's and Saskatchewan and Manitoba, New Brunswick, there's not enough people to make a difference, to actually make those waves. I think we got to start thinking about just separating out completely.
Well, okay, there is that. I mean, there's that whole agorist idea, right? If you listen to Jack Spirko, the Unloose the Goose people and all of that, they are building their own communities. There's the Freedom Cells. There's, in New Hampshire there's that Free State Project, whatever. There are a lot of people, and, of course, with cryptocurrency, alternate currencies, different coins like that, people are starting to do things like that. But also, this is our world, too. These assholes, they got this supposed moral authority. Fuck them. They don't have any moral authority over us. They are literally now, and it's all out in the open, and they're arrogant about it. So it's up to us now to go, no.
Yeah, I agree.
I said
no. That's not the life I'm living. And we're in the future, and we used to joke about it. Where's my flying car? Where's my fucking flying car?
Yeah.
We shouldn't be talking the stupidity. We shouldn't be talking about this lockdown. They want us eating bugs, and then worse. And it's they just want everybody right now into this degenerated situation where it's basically we're just eating bugs and just engaging in sex work, and then so the whole thing's down to control. It's like Logan's Run. It's basically you're going to have a social number, and it's going to be tied to an environmental number and a productivity number, and then when that number gets too high, now all of a sudden you're no longer sustainable, and off you go for recycling.
Oh yeah, they'll start limiting your access to the internet. I mean, this is the next step, I think, is they've already tried it on a couple people, and they're going to say, you've been caught doing this and that. You are no longer allowed on the internet.
Yeah, and that, and also the energy too. I mean, these rolling blackouts, and and just all the supply chain stuff, and it's all fake. The lumber, yeah. I know Darren probably has experienced this, and I was trying to build a deck, and I go to Home Depot, and a 2x4 is $50. It's crazy, and but there's still trees. And they're still it's just the lumberyards are full, right? But because what they're doing is they're pulling the plug, man. They're saying, okay, cool. You guys have had your run now. You've had your great century or whatever it was called. But now, curtains coming up. We're pulling the plug, and that's it. And they are showing right now that it is two societies.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. The segregation will continue.
I don't mean golf guys. I'll be in touch afterwards about that donation and stuff like that. And I've got a couple other ideas too, just about the federation idea that the dude brought up earlier. There's a lot to that, and I work in tech. So I've got some ideas about maybe how we could facilitate getting around big tech's bullshit, because that's the other thing too. I've got kind of a personal thing against it now, because they took our vision and our dream, and all of us edge runners back in the day, in the 80s and stuff, all us coder kids, and we built this shit, and then they took it from us, and now they're using it all against us. And as somebody who was involved in actually making some of that, I do have to say I am sorry. I was stupid just like everybody else. We were naive, man. We didn't know what all this shit would become, but it's become it, and now we got to deal with it, reckon with it. So here's to another 500 episodes. I'll be in touch offline, and what's the best way to get in touch with you offline?
GrayMakerAmerica.com.
Okay, you got it. So you'll see an email from me within the next.
Thanks, buddy.
hours.
Awesome. Thanks for the call, and thanks for your support.
Thanks again.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay. Bye. Woo-wee. Some fellow Canadians all getting all jacked up. This is awesome.
If I was in Ontario, I'd probably be yelling too.
Angry.
It's so weird. It's so different. It's interesting.
Well, I went and drove across this country a couple of times and flew and stuff, and even people here are freaked out, and I don't know what they're freaked out about. You can travel, you know. I can only imagine what it's like to be in Canada.
Well, I mean, some provinces like didn't Manitoba shut down the border? I mean, no, it didn't. They didn't stop people.
Ontario were stopping people at the border for a while, but if you just, I mean, it's so easy to get through. It's just not even funny.
Yeah, their definitions are pretty silly, right? You got to be essential and not just traveling for leisure.
If you don't get through, you're a dope. I mean,
well, hey, whoa.
I mean, let's call a spade, man. If you're putting up with it, then that's your problem. It really is.
Looks like we got 604 area code.
Oh boy, that's BC. Coming from the west side of Canada.
Maybe it's your mom.
I'm sorry, y'all. I only got one line. There's so many people trying to get through.
Maybe it's your mom.
Who's on the air? Who are you speaking with? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
That's you.
Hey, welcome to America.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Hey, I listened to your audiobook on Ted Kaczynski.
Allegedly, that's not.
Allegedly,
that's. I don't think there is such a thing.
Well,
you mean? Let's just say. Let's call it a podcast. You mean our podcast on TED?
No. Didn't you record an audio?
I'm just joking. That might not have been quite legal. So.
Yeah, all right. I really wanted to thank you for that. I just wanted to. Are you a ANPRIM?
I don't even know what that is.
Anarcho-primitivist? Do you subscribe to that?
I don't even know what. I still.
Yeah,
don't
can
know
you
what
help
that
us?
is.
Yeah, define that for us. It sounds cool.
Yeah, so basically, it's essentially like the detechnologization of our society and like returning to literally like the primitive days. Are you in favor of that?
Well, considering our entire livelihood is based off the internet, I would have to argue no. But I could adjust to it in a hurry. So I'm kind of set up for both worlds. I can go either way.
I hear that.
Yeah, so as long as I need money, I'd like the internet to work. But if I don't need money, then they can burn this motherfucker down. But I like the traveling too. I got to say, I like to be able to hop on a plane and go check out Zion Canyon and Bryce Canyon and go down to Washington and go to Vegas and all this shit. Well, the government says I'm not allowed to. So, oops.
True. Anyways, I just want to thank you for everything you've done, man. Have a nice day.
Thanks, buddy.
Everybody's trying to call in. Yeah, thanks for calling, man.
I hope that wasn't a trick question. I felt like that was a bit of a setup or something, but I hope not. You
What
know?
did he call it? A narco-primitivist?
Yeah,
Is that what it-
primitivist. It's an anarcho-primitivist. It's like basically what Ted was, right? Anti-technology, and it's that technology's heading in the wrong direction. I mean, it does seem to be like it's not hard to jump on that bandwagon, but I feel like
you would wither and
you know,
die
I
so
feel
fast.
like what, dude? I
Without
could
the
do
tech.
it, man. Nature's
No.
beautiful. I love it out
God.
there.
Dude, you came out hunting one time and you barely got out of there alive.
Well, dude, I was carrying a quarter of a moose out. You know,
You were
I mean, you're not
hairy-
going to be doing that all the time.
You
That
were-
would have fed
you
us
were-
for about 2 weeks.
You were carrying the leg of a baby moose.
Don't say baby,
Oh,
dude.
man.
Fuck.
That was a calf.
I thought
It's
you
like
said it was a
got,
yearling.
954 area code. You're on the air. Where you
Bring
calling
it
from?
in.
Who you speaking with?
954. Who you got? You're in Grimerica.
Hey, what's up? I'm actually, my name's Sean. I'm calling y'all from north of Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, hi, Sean from
Nice.
Savannah.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How y'all doing tonight? Congratulations on the 500th episode. It's pretty dope.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I started listening to y'all. I think I caught y'all on one of my edible, searches in the void or something a couple years ago, and I've been trying to listen to y'all ever since. It just depends how busy I am, but every time y'all always bring the heat and shit, so it's good.
Thanks, man. I mean, sometimes it doesn't feel like we spit the heat, but sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it just feels like we're spinning our tires.
No, yeah, y'all the best. So yeah, I was just basically calling y'all to tell y'all keep it up, and I appreciate y'all basically. So
Thanks.
That's it.
Thanks. How's Savannah, Georgia?
Booming. Georgia never shut down, not at all, and once right after February, once it was like, well, shit, everybody ain't dead. It's just everyone was like, well, we got to make some money and keep working. So I ain't seen a lockdown since it started.
That's fantastic. I hear so many good things about Savannah. I'd love to go there one day. I don't think I've ever been in Georgia. Oh no, have I been to Atlanta? No, I don't think I've been
Don't ask
in
me,
Georgia.
dude.
Yeah.
As long as I've known you've been too scared to leave fucking Alberta. That's not true. You
Y'all,
go to
yeah, y'all
Saskatchewan.
would probably love it.
Is it
It's
close
a nice
to
area out here,
Charlotte,
so.
North Carolina?
I mean, you got a decent drive. It's we're like where I'm at, like real near the border of South Carolina mostly. So, but you can get there. It's not too far of a drive.
Like what? Like 4 or 5 hours or?
Yeah,
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 that's,
around
that's-
there.
Yeah, that's
That's
nothing.
nothing
Yeah,
for
that's
us
nothing. Jeez,
Canadians.
yeah.
Every time we go hunting, that's like fucking 4 or 5 hours of driving return trip.
yeah. No, it's not.
Well,
it's
I'm
not too
planning
bad.
to
It's
come
a real good
down.
location.
I'm planning to come down. I got so many fucking places to go once the border opens up. I mean, I could be going now, but it's just kind of a pain. But I will if I need to. I mean,
Live your life, Darren.
I am, but I just went on 2 trips already this year. I need to save money again. I bought a drone, Grimerica.ca/support. But I would like to go down because my buddy Brandon Powell is right down there, not far from Charlotte. So he wants me to go down there. So I'm really working on getting down there. Bill Loeb, of course, is right down there. Randall Carlson isn't far. I could go spend a week or 2 down in that area for sure.
Doesn't
I do a
doesn't Owen
meetup.
live down there?
If I go there, I'll do a meetup at Neighbors Feed and Seed in Georgia. What's it called? Samoa or Sam? I
No,
forget.
it's Smyrna, Georgia.
Smyrna.
Smyrna.
That's Smyrna's like what is that? Like northwest of Atlanta. Yeah, I know. I used to work out there too.
Yeah, our buddy owns Feed and Seed there, so it's like that'll be my venue for the meetup when I'm down there.
Okay, sounds dope. Yeah, I think you'd like it down here. Most
Oh,
people are pretty decent.
Yeah, I get the sense I would like it down there for sure. For sure. We're gonna go out hog hunting and shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just want to call in and tell y'all thanks. I actually got to go because I got to go pick up my wife from work. But,
all right, buddy. Thanks.
I just want to touch base with you.
Thanks a lot for the call. Appreciate it.
Have a good weekend. All right, guys, do keep trying to call in. People are texting me and messaging me saying they can't get through. We still got a couple hours of this shit. You guys just keep trying. We'll get you guys in. This is the first time we've had this problem. Usually we're trying to fill the phone
Well, because we're
lines.
doing it properly through.
What the hell are you watching there?
Through Joe's. I'm looking for the map of America here.
Looks like you're looking in all the wrong places.
Are you looking at
That
porn?
was the wrong Savannah.
That's the wrong Savannah. Who we got next?
Yeah.
Roop? No callers. We got a break.
Yeah, I mean, we could take a break if you want.
No, just let them in if there's more callers. I like to get through as many as we can.
Oh, I know what your problem is, Darren. You need some funding from the $2.7 billion of Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. She's funding Open Borders lobby, racial justice, NGOs, and more. So,
well, why don't you see if we can get on the list or whatever?
Yeah, how do we get on that NGO?
Why don't
thing?
you see how we can
Exploit the government?
The government with our indigenous-owned company, even if you have to give me another 1%. Right?
51, yeah.
51.49. It's indigenous majority owned. Fuck your taxes. I mean, I'm kind of I'm at the point
708
now.
area code.
708 or 780?
Who's calling? Where are you calling from? Yeah.
I bet it's Paul.
Hey, it's Marcus 45 calling from the suburbs of Chicago. How are you guys doing? Congratulations on the 500.
Thank you very
What's up,
much,
Marcus?
Marcus. How's Chicago?
Hey, I was calling. I wanted to see what you guys would think about what I don't know if you've been listening to James Corbett, and he's been talking a lot about Cyber Polygon.
Yeah.
And I work for a restaurant supply company, and it got hacked. And just as they were putting it back together, it got hacked again. So stuff's going on.
Yeah, man, that's crazy when you hear the WF warn everybody of it, and now it's starting to happen already. You know, all in the media, like, it's coming. I'm surprised that it's coming so small. Like it's like the boiling water.
China.
You know, here it is, little by little by little. All these little things, all these little examples that are going viral. Yet they're all small. But is it working up to something big?
If you were paying attention
That's
last
what
year,
I'm kind of thinking. I'm thinking this is just kind of like a test in the waters. They got us restaurant supply, another grocery store / restaurant supplier called Gordon Food Service out here, and then they got another place out here too, but I can't think of the top of my head. I got brain fog, a little nervous being on the radio, but yeah, they're doing something. And I think it's just like preliminary.
Are you following?
I'm worried about banks and stuff like that. Listen to Charlie Robinson.
Yeah.
You know, I pulled some cash out of the bank. I got my prepare with the fringe. You know, my freeze dried food, some rice. You know, I got my stuff together.
Yeah,
on, buddy.
good
I got
for
kids,
you.
little kids and stuff.
Yeah, good for you, man. Have you been following the Ice Age Farmer at all?
how do you preserve the little kids and how do you cook them?
You got to preserve them. You got to feed them. You got to give them
I
water.
like it.
You got to
fatten
educate them, and they grow up to be little ewes.
Yeah, perfect. Then they take care of you when you're old and you're shitting your pants. Ideally.
Now, if I get that far, I'm going to say, real simple. If you can't do it, put the gun in my hand and walk away. If I get to that stage where I can't take care of myself. That's just me.
That's one way.
I'm a long way from that day.
That's it. That's it. You got a while to go.
Yeah.
No, my kids are going to
Yeah,
change
I'm
my
40.
diapers for a while. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, Darren's 42. You're both 40. Yeah.
I'm 40, yes.
Yeah, no, Joe's going to be 40.
Yeah, next year, buddy. Did you get the 4-week food supply? How much of the food did you get to prepare with?
You know, little by little, I've been buying it. I just got just because of what's going on now. I was buying the longer life shelf stuff, like the 20-year, 25-year.
Oh, okay.
I bought a MRE that's a 3-year. I figured the way stuff's going, I'm probably going to need it. So, and I got like freeze-dried milk. I got eggs, freeze-dried eggs, and vegetables, the protein. I got a bunch, and then I bought like stuff at Costco, like rice and a ton of water.
How long could you go?
And canned vegetables, canned fruit.
How long could you go?
Some of the stuff's only got like a year shelf life, but the stuff I bought from Prepare with the Fringe, My Patriot Supply, most of it's 25 years. Just as long as you don't open the bucket, you know.
Then you open the bucket, it's just a note that says "psych."
It's pretty good.
Right? I was worried about that.
It's not bad.
Yeah. I read the reviews, and a lot of it said, you know, Frank's Red Hot sauce and you know, the pepper sauces help. So I stocked up on those too.
There you go. That's the way to do it. Most people aren't ready. I mean, I could go forever without a grocery store. At least 6 months. At least 6 months. And that's eating like 3-course meals.
I get a lot of deer where I'm in the western suburbs of Chicago. I got woods right by my house.
There you go.
So I got deer walking through here, and I had to put a squirrel down the other day because it broke its legs or something happened to its legs.
Get yourself a crossbow and a fucking deer
I got
blind.
some stuff.
Crossbow.
Yeah, I got some stuff. I'm not worried.
There you go. That's the
It comes
spirit.
down to it.
What about a lot of people you know? Are they similar, or is everybody? how's the rest of your friends and family and stuff?
I'll eat my fucking neighbors if I need to.
As far as family goes, I'm the only holdout on the jab, and I got some of them that have gotten it. One of them's going through medical school to be a RN, and he wasn't at all on the side of us, and I flipped him, and he's regretting getting that jab, and he's got far more stuff stocked up than I do.
Wow, that's great.
So I don't know. It went a little from nothing to a lot of something.
So can you give us advice on how to flip someone like that? How did it go?
I've been listening to a lot of Ryan Gable and talking to him about changing someone's perception and showing him the facts. Like, hey, this is what it says, and he's willing to share leaks and stuff. So I don't know if anyone's ever listened to the Fringe FM, all the Grand America fans, and then the Secret Teachings with Ryan Gable. I got to plug his show. He's a really cool dude. He will communicate with you if you email a show. He'll reply back. And if you need links or something that he talked about, he's more than happy to provide them. Sometimes it takes a little longer. He's engaged now, but he will give you his sources.
He documents everything.
You can see them for yourself. I mean, from what he says, I haven't seen it. I haven't met him, but from what he says, he's got the paper in his hand. I heard him crumpling the one on a safety data sheet. Like, it's right here, and they say they don't have it.
Yeah, if you go down to his studio, he's got file cabinets full of documents. He documents, and everything he finds, he prints out and all that stuff.
So is he going to get the second jab, or did he get did he already get the second jab, but he regretted it, or?
No, because he was administering them, he got one right away.
Okay.
And then he was like, you got to get this thing. I'm just like, wait a minute. No, statistically, there's no reason for it. And then he got the second one, and he's like, oh, I just felt, kind of crappy and stuff. I'm just like, dude, what? I mean, this 99.7% chance, they're just basically saying what Charlie Robinson was saying. And just